Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is July 22nd, 2025, and it's reported that Barcelona are not sure what to do with Inyaki Peña as the future of the goalkeeper is still up in the air. Also, Rayan Bardghji will not become a Barcelona player. And finally, Barca Athletic announcing today a surprise signing that none of us expected. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. We'll begin this video by discussing the goalkeeping problem that we currently have. It started with, of course, Ter Stegen, who's continued to train in the gym on his own away from the first team because he is suffering from back discomfort. And it's reported that this week will be key for the German goalkeeper because the club wants him to undergo surgery in order to address that injury. But so far, the player has not made a decision on whether to undergo surgery, on whether to continue with conservative treatment. Now, there is a meeting that's currently has not been held yet between Barcelona's doctors, a specialist, a spinal specialist, and also Ter Stegen in order to decide what is the best course of action. And for now, Barcelona don't know whether Ter Stegen is going to have to stay behind in order to undergo the surgery. He's going to have to fly to Asia on Thursday. Not too sure about what's going to happen with Ter Stegen right now, as the goalkeeper has yet to decide what to do in regards to his back. And honestly, it is not looking good because so far the injury is not going away. And whether he undergoes surgery or not, I mean, the chances of Ter Stegen being transferred to someone else are just getting slimmer and slimmer and slimmer, because if he does undergo surgery, nobody's going to want to sign him because he's going to be out for 4 months. Who wants to sign a goalkeeper that's going to be out 4 months as soon as he arrives? And if he doesn't undergo the surgery, I mean, the injury is not going away. He's still feeling discomfort. So again, who wants to sign an injured goalkeeper? Just not looking good whatsoever. Again, this week will be key to decide what happens with Ter Stegen. So of course, I will be here to tell you any updates in regards to the German goalkeeper. Now, speaking of goalkeepers and not knowing what's going to happen with them, it's reported that Barcelona are currently considering a contract rescission for Inyaki Peña. Now, as you know, Inyaki Peña's contract expires next summer of 2026. The club does not count on the academy player. Hansi Flick has already told them that he will not be counted on, and as such, Inyaki Peña has decided to leave in search of minutes somewhere else. And even though there's been a lot of interest from many clubs, the problem is, of course, that there hasn't been any official offers for Inyaki Peña. So Barcelona don't know exactly what to do with the player, and they have offered him a contract rescission where they allow him to leave as a free agent so he can choose whichever club to go to. And of course, this would also be beneficial for him because he could always negotiate a higher salary, because the club signing him would not have to spend any money on a transfer fee. Now, for now, Inyaki Peña has not agreed to a contract rescission. He still wants to leave. He is still looking for clubs to leave to. And for now, it looks like he could end up going to the Asia tour. Because, of course, if he's not gone, he still has a contract. He's still a member of the first team. So per his contract, he still has to work. And therefore, he has to travel with the team, which normally it wouldn't be a problem. But it would be in this case because, as I reported to you in the previous video, Barcelona were planning to take Diego Kochen to the preseason tour. But if Inyaki Peña ends up going, that means Diego Kochen would have to stay behind. And again, it would be kind of a shame to waste the spot of someone who has a lot of promise to give it to someone who you don't know, that you know for sure is going to be leaving the club. And this is what I mean when I say that this club simply does not plan ahead. There's no foresight, no plan in place. They just go day by day, winging it, because they signed Joan Garcia, they renewed Wojciech Szczesny, and the club hadn't even told Ter Stegen that he was going to be out. They had told Inyaki Peña that he wasn't counted on, but they didn't even know where he was going to end up going. And a month later, after the signing of Joan Garcia, and we have 4 goalkeepers. 4 goalkeepers, and not to count even Diego Kochen, who's supposed to be the third one. That would be 5 goalkeepers for the first team. So absolutely no planning or foresight. And honestly, I don't know what's going to happen. I think Inyaki Peña will end up leaving for sure. But of course, Ter Stegen is still a big question mark. Now, on to the next bit of news, because ladies and gentlemen, Rayan Bardghji will not become a Barcelona player. Now, Rayan Bardghji is the brother of Rooney Bardghji, and today it was announced that he has signed for a new club called Nordsjælland. Now, if you don't know who Rayan Bardghji is, we talked about him in the previous videos. He's 15 years old. He's a left winger. He also played for FC Copenhagen like his brother. And there was news that broke out that said that Barcelona had signed Rayan Bardghji as part of the packet to sign Rooney Barji. But of course, I came here and I told you that that was not true. But despite Barcelona not signing him, they were planning to sign him. They were hoping to sign him in November, which is when he turns 16, so they can give him his first professional contract. But it seems that Rayan Bardghji has instead decided to sign for Nordsjælland because he wants to, continue his growth and development before he makes a big jump to a big team like FC Barcelona. And honestly, I think that's a pretty smart decision, because sometimes when you're very young, making a big jump to a big team can end up being worse. It can end up being worse for your career rather than better, because sometimes a jump is too much, and if you're not ready for it, you don't succeed, and then from there it's just downhill, because everybody remembers you as the guy who didn't succeed at Barcelona or Madrid or whatever. So I think maybe this move would be better for him, go to another club, continue his growth development, and then in the future, once he is ready, he can make that big jump. I'm sure Barcelona are going to continue tracking him, because after all, the Swedish media even say that Rayan Bardghji is even better than Rooney Barji. But of course, only time will tell. Now, on to the next bit of news, because today, Barca Athletic announcing a surprising signing. And I say surprising because it's no other than Abdulaziz Isa, the 19-year-old Ghanaian right winger that Barcelona signed last summer on a one-season loan. And earlier this summer, they had decided that they weren't going to renew the contract of Abdulaziz Isa because he had failed to impress. In fact, he only had 2 appearances with Barca Athletic last season. And well, now Barca Athletic announcing that they have reached an agreement with Dreams FC to extend his loan by 1 more season. So again, very surprising, because Barcelona had said, okay, we don't want this guy, we don't want to renew him, and then all of a sudden they renew him. So it looks like Abdulaziz Isa will be at Barcelona for 1 more season. And in fact, he's already undergone medical testing yesterday, Monday, as he has joined Giuliano Belletti's Barca Athletic, who have now officially began the pre-season. As you know, Barca Athletic got relegated to 4th division during last season. They have new coach now, Giuliano Belletti, who was the coach of the Juvenil A, or the under-19 youth team, helped them win the treble. So hopefully Giuliano Belletti will help Barca Athletic, get promoted once again to 3rd division. Now, nobody knows why Barcelona all of a sudden announced the signing or the extension of loan of Abdulaziz Isa, since he wasn't really counted on. Again, he only had 2 appearances, but maybe Giuliano Belletti saw something and he decided, hey, bring me this guy back. Maybe I could do something. Again, we don't know, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Now, we will end today's video with the news that Barcelona are still awaiting on Frankie de Jong to give them the name of his new agent so they can extend his contract. Now, as you know, Barcelona have been trying to renew the contract of Frankie de Jong for a very long time, almost 2 years. It turns out that his agent, Ali Dursun, was the one putting roadblocks in this contract renewal. So Frankie de Jong decided to fire him. He hired a lawyer. He's currently going through this whole legal ordeal to break ties with Ali Dursun. So for now, Frankie de Jong does not officially have an agent. And of course, Barcelona want to extend his contract. The player has stated that he wants to extend the contract with the club, and part of this contract extension is going to be a restructuring of his salary, which will go a long way in helping Barcelona's financial fair play. But for now, Frankie de Jong has yet to choose a new agent, so Barcelona are waiting on Frankie to give them the name of his new agent so they can continue negotiations and they can seal this contract renewal, extending the contract of Frankie past its expiration date of 2026. But nonetheless, Barcelona are stating that they are completely calm. They know the player wants to stay. The player is happy in Barcelona. He has the full trust of Hansi Flick. So there's no worries that Frankie de Jong, maybe could be delaying or could be just smoke screens. They know he wants to stay. They will know they want to renew. And they also understand that it's going to take him some time to figure out this whole agent situation. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did upload another video a few moments ago. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.